you have had such an impact on so many individuals. You opened up the door for players like Anson Carter, Grant Fuhr, even myself, in being able to grow up as a youngster, African-American, who had an interest in the sport, and knowing that there were other individuals out there like yourself who paved the way for us. So we appreciate all that you've done. I know there's some other things that I want to ask you about the day you got the call from the Bruins. What was that like, and how did it change your life?
Well, I was playing in Quebec with the Quebec Aces, and the Quebec Aces was affiliated with the Bruins. And I went to the Bruins training camp on 2 occasions.
Okay.
And when I came back to Quebec the second time, I got the call. They said, we want O'Ree to meet the Bruins in Montreal on January the 18th, 1958. And I met them. I was no stranger to the Montreal fans because when I was playing in Quebec, the Montreal team had a team in the professional league, the Montreal Royals. So I had played in the Forum on several occasions. But when I stepped on the ice on January the 18th, 1958, and broke the color barrier and became the first black player to play in the NHL, it really didn't register with me till later on. I mean, I was so excited about just being in the National Hockey League and playing against the Montreal Canadiens, who had just won the Stanley Cup for about the 6th time in a row. And we were fortunate enough to beat them that night. We shut them out 3-0. And I didn't get any goals, no assists, no penalties, no fights. But just to be on the ice and to be a part of the team that beat the Canadiens. And it was a thrill, and it was a day that I'll never forget.
There's some amazing accomplishments that some people don't realize, and maybe you'd like to talk to us about the eye injury, and not even knowing that you'd be playing later on, for the NHL, and them not being aware of the ability to be one of the fastest skaters in the NHL at that time with a deterrent of vision. Talk to us about what that was like for you and how you made adjustments and were incredibly successful afterwards.
Well, I was obsessed with playing hockey. There was just a burning desire and a fire within me. I was playing junior in Kitchener, Ontario, which was the farm team of the Montreal Canadiens. I was playing for a team called the Kitchener-Waterloo Junior Canucks. We were playing in Guelph, Ontario. It happened in the second period. I'm left-hand shot, and I'm playing left wing, and I go in and take a shot on the net, and the goalie blocks the shot, and I get the rebound, and I go in, and just then the defenseman cross-checked me from behind and swung me around, and I just passed the puck out to Kent Douglas, who was one of our defensemen. And as he swung me around, I turned my head like this to see where the puck was, and Kent slapped the puck, and it hit a stick, ricocheted up, and then hit me flat over the eye, broke my nose, broke part of my jaw here. And I remember falling down to the ice. I was still conscious. The next thing I knew, I was being placed in an ambulance and taken to the hospital, and I lost 97% vision in my eye.
But you didn't give up. No,
I'm laying in my hospital bed in the recovery room, and Dr. Henderson, who was the surgeon, come in and said, "Mr. O'Ree," he says, I'm sorry to inform you, he says, the impact of the puck completely shattered the retina in your right eye, and you're going to be blind, and he says, you'll never play hockey again. Well, I kind of just sunk back in my hospital bed, and the dreams and goals that I had set for myself seemingly were gone. So I was in the hospital about another 4 or 5 days, and I got out, and I started back skating. The only difference I could feel about myself is that I just couldn't see it on my right eye. I could shoot the puck as well as before. I could skate, but there was just that blind spot. So when I started back to play, everybody thought that I had recovered. They said, "Oh, thank God, Mr. O'Ree's recovered from his injury." But I was actually blind in my right eye. Now, I'm a left-hand shot, so what I had to do is I had to turn my head all the way around to the right to pick the puck up with my left eye. And I was overskating the puck. I was missing the net. And I said, "Willie, what is wrong?" And so I just told myself, I said, forget about what you can't see and just concentrate on what you can see. And I played, and then the Bruins, even when I went up with the Bruins, I had one eye because they didn't take any eye exams back then, for skating, because I'd have never made it. Probably I'd have never made it playing pro. But they were more concerned about your physical condition. And I always kept myself in good shape. I worked out and played baseball, and and went to a gym about 4 times a week. So I was in good shape. So when I went to Quebec, I got a letter to attend the Quebec Aces training camp. I went, made the team, but I didn't disclose the fact that I couldn't see it on my right eye. I said, if I can make the team with one eye, just keep it. I only told 2 people. I told my younger sister, Betty, who lives in Montreal, and then I told this other black hockey player that I had the privilege and pleasure of playing with. We played together for 8 years. He passed away the day of 9/11. Stan Maxwell hails from Truro, Nova Scotia. And I swore them to secrecy. I said, don't tell anybody. I never even told my parents because I knew that they would worry.
Right.
So I managed to play 21 years pro with one eye, and the work that I'm doing now with the NHL and the diversity program.
All right, talk to us about that. Talk to us about what you're doing right now, because you're still working with the NHL.
Still working with the NHL. I thought I'd retired, but this is going into my 11th year working. Commissioner Bettman appointed me the director of the diversity program in Vancouver in 1998 at the All-Star Game, and it just happened to fall on my anniversary. And now I travel about 15 days a month. We have approximately 39 nonprofit programs throughout the North America, and I go and do on and off ice clinics, personal appearances, autograph sessions, fundraisers. I speak at about 50 schools a year, elementary, middle schools, junior high, college, junior colleges, and just have a great time with the kids. And I just tell them about my story and about setting goals for yourselves and believing in yourself and, working hard. I tell them there's no substitute for hard work. And if anybody tells you there is, they're lying to you. You only get out of a thing what you put into it. And if you work hard, and even if you don't attain your goal, you've done your very best, and you deserve to pat yourself on the back. So, when they say, and when they meet me, they say, well, that's impossible. How could you ever play so long with just one eye? I mean, just to put your hand over your eye and walk around for a couple of minutes, But I was just obsessed with playing, and I just said that I'm determined that I still can play and still function as a professional hockey player.
That's excellent. And it's wonderful to have you as part of the Aztec family. Your daughter, Chandra, graduated from San Diego State University, and your wife, Diljeet.
My lovely wife worked here for 25 years.
25 years. So it's wonderful to have you as part of that San Diego State family. And thank you so much for your time, and we're glad to have you here.
Oh, it was a pleasure.
And congratulations on the 50th anniversary of accomplishing something that's absolutely wonderful.
Well, Aaron, thank you kindly.